Good morning, everybody. Forgive my lovely backdrop here, but I don't really have a good space to make a video this morning. So I just wanted to read something to you. And Yeshua answering said to them, "Take heed that no one leads you astray. For many shall come in my name, saying that I am Messiah, and they shall lead many astray. And you shall begin to hear of fighting and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these things have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign. And there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. And all of these are the beginnings of birth pains. Then they shall deliver you up to affliction and kill you, and you shall be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise up and lead many astray. And because of the increase of lawlessness, the love of many shall grow cold. But he who has endured to the end shall be saved." I wanted to read this to you because I'm seeing a lot of this taking place right now. We have all of the nations turning on other nations between China and the U.S. and all the other nations against China for this whole Wuhan virus thing. I'm sorry, I'm just tired today. I'm incredibly tired. But what I'm seeing is just like what's taking place in this country is incredibly disturbing to me. And what's even more disturbing than these things that are taking place is the fact that we have countrymen here in America who think that this is a good idea, who are championing for the government in what they're doing. Let me tell you something right now. I love President Trump, and I pray for President Trump, and I voted for President Trump. But I do not put all of my faith and trust in President Trump. And I think it's time for all of us Trumpers to actually start to wonder why the president has not intervened yet. You cannot deny the fact that he has not intervened. And that is very troubling to me. That makes me think that, and another thing is that all of you people out there who are saying that he's our savior, basically, do you really think that if the deep state wanted to get in touch with Trump and deal with Trump, that they wouldn't do it? I mean, you look around at his panel every day when he's on TV. He is surrounded by deep state operatives. So if you think that your precious Trump is untouchable, you got another thing coming. And I know that's scary to say because a lot of you, it's scary to hear because a lot of you have really put all your eggs in one basket with Trump. You really truly believe that at the end of the day that Trump is going to just save the day. And I pray to God that you're right. But we have to operate on the assumption that we're wrong. Okay, we have to operate. What does the Bible say? It says you're going to know them by their fruits. And right now, Trump has some really rotten fruit. Be sure that no man lead you astray. Okay? Be sure that no man leads you astray. And this is really prominent right now, you guys. When I see people getting, run down on the beach by cops because they're taking a run on an empty beach, that scares me. And that should scare you. And when I see fathers get arrested in front of their children for playing ball in the park, that scares me. And that should scare you too. When I see lines waiting to get into half-empty grocery stores, that scares me, and that should scare you too. Should it scare us to the point of hysteria? No. but it should scare us to the point of waking up and being alert, because the birth pains are beginning. Listen to this one verse. Nation shall rise against nation, and there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. Let me tell you something. I haven't even looked into the earthquake thing, but earthquakes have been happening in strange places for many years now. But listen to this. Just because you have a grocery store to go to does not mean that there's not a scarcity of food. When you get inside that grocery store, many items are gone. They're just gone. And the weird thing is that, like, I work in a grocery store. Okay, so I'm watching this every single day. The weird thing is certain items are not being replenished. Okay, your staples, your ramens, your pastas, your beans, your rice, they're not being replaced. In almost any store, you might find 1 or 2 bags or boxes of something on the shelf, but they're not being replaced. I work at an Albertsons, and 80% of my store is running at capacity again. But key items are missing. Rice, beans, pasta, bleach, sanitizing products, paper goods. These are items that are not being replenished, and it's very strange to me that we're replenishing everything else but not that. And even if you, and this is another thing, is rationing. I don't like the idea of rationing, because now we have gone from being a capitalist society to a socialist communist society. Like that. And the fact of the matter is, Trump is standing at the helm right now, and all of this is happening. Now, it has crossed my mind that maybe because we have so many history illiterate people in this country who have no reference point for how precious freedom truly is. They weren't around for a lot of things, and they also were not taught in school many things. So I don't have a genuine reference point for what freedom/slavery really is. Okay, so, it's actually crossed my mind. Well, with so many people screaming for socialism in this country, maybe Trump's taking a breather, and he's taking this time as an excuse to show you just a little taste of what bondage feels like, so that you can actually appreciate your freedom and fight for it. But sadly, what I'm seeing is so many people fighting for the socialism. And it's very, very disturbing to me. It's very disturbing to me. I feel like I'm alone when I'm at work. When they come over and they hand us masks to work, it's beyond creep factor, guys. When I have to put a mask on to work in a bakery and decorate cakes, it's beyond creep factor. I feel like I am contributing to the problem just by putting that mask on my face. Anyways, so right now our government has set up hotlines and have encouraged people to do just this. Many shall stumble, and they shall deliver up one another. You have people, that guy just didn't get chased down on the beach for running on the beach. Somebody actually picked up a phone and called a hotline and said, somebody's running on the beach. You better come. Somebody's having a birthday party. You better come. They are delivering each other up. You guys, the beast is setting up his system right now. And so sad how many people are going to follow along with it. What happens when that call gets put out to people who are considered F5 domestic terrorists like myself? Yeah, I'm considered an F5 domestic terrorist by my federal government because I am a Messianic Jew. I eat kosher. I don't vaccinate. I keep the Sabbath, and a multitude of other things that sets me apart. So what happens when my neighbor decides to call on me and they come and collect me and my family? You know, this is what's coming, and we need to get ready for this. And while we're so busy bickering over Trump and Biden, this is happening right now in front of our faces, and sadly, I would venture to say 75% of our population is just okay with it. Should really make you understand how set apart you are if you're not okay with this, right? Right? So, you know, dark days are coming. I don't foresee a light at the end of this tunnel. I don't foresee Trump coming on the TV tomorrow and putting an end to it all, you know? And furthermore, I believe that if this does come to an end, if this was just a test, that every man and woman in this country should file a suit against their congressmen, their senators, and their governors, and sue the shit out of them. Sue them. They have caused a financial hardship on you. They have instilled fear and panic, emotional distress upon you. And they have suspended the Constitution, which means they have suspended your personal freedoms. Let me tell you guys something on the Constitution. It does not say these are your inalienable rights given to you by God that we can just take away whenever we feel there's an emergency. That's not what the Constitution says. Okay? So, what is wrong with you? So I believe that every single one of these demonic governors should be held accountable for operating in fear and becoming a domestic terrorist upon their constituents. And you know what? We might not get anywhere with the lawsuits, but I feel like we need to be heard. I'm personally planning on doing that as soon as all is said and done, if it's ever said and done, because Steve Sisolak will know my name by the end of this. I'm just dumbfounded by it all. You know, I'm not at a point where I'm terrified. I keep seeing stories about New York has mass graves and they're digging mass graves and burying all the coronavirus bodies. I call bullshit. Show me the graves and show me the dead people inside. Show me the grieving families of those dead people. You want me to buy your story? You better start offering up all the information, because I'm not buying it. Let's see the crisis actors. Let's go. Come on. I'll give you an Academy Award for this performance. Okay, this is bullshit, you guys. What self-respecting person is going to allow their family member, who they love, to be tossed into a mass grave and buried by their government without making some sort of a fuss? They're going to toss their loved one out like a piece of garbage. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I don't buy anything that they're selling us. And you shouldn't buy it either. And especially if you're a believer in God. You've got no business buying into all this garbage. And you've got no business trusting that Trump is coming to save you. Okay? None. If he does, that's great, but Trump is not our savior. And you are not called to put your faith and trust in Trump. You are called to put your faith and trust in God. So that's pretty much all I want to say about this. I just wanted to make a really quick video and kind of state my position on all of this stuff going on. That the scriptures I was reading, by the way, is Matthew 24. That Matthew 24 is all about, you know, Yeshua telling us what the signs of his returning are. So I encourage you to read it, because you might find a lot of relevance in there as to what you're seeing going on right now. So I pray for all of you. I pray for our protection. I pray the blood of Yeshua over all of us. And I pray for our leaders. You know what my biggest concern right now is that Trump has been compromised, and I am starting to get concerned at the fact that I have not seen Eric, Laura, or Don Jr. on the news in a couple of months now. Yes, they're still tweeting, but I have not seen them on the news. Now, if you watch a lot of news, you see them on the news all the time. So where are they? Where are they? You know, what's going on? What is Trump really up to? Has he been compromised? Has his family been threatened? All of these things are things that are going on in my mind. I don't know what validity there is to any of it, but these are questions we should be asking. Has our president been compromised? Has our president been threatened? Are they holding members of his family? Where's Ivanka? I haven't seen her either. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking. I heard something yesterday, and then I kind of stopped and thought about it, and I was like, I haven't seen any of them in at least a month. So what's going on? There's a lot of different avenues that we can be looking at right now. You've got the whole 5G thing. Why is it that right now, while we're all on lockdown, the roads are not getting paved, but the 5G towers are going up? What's going on there? You got to be asking these questions. If you're not asking questions, then you're just going to go along with whatever that little black box on the wall tells you. Thor, what's the problem? What's wrong with you? Oh, what's going on? He gets upset when I'm upset. Anyways, ask questions, guys. There's no bad questions, right? There's only complacency that's bad, right? What's that saying says? Oh crap, I can't even remember it right now, but something to the effect of when good people do nothing. Yeah. We got to be looking out for each other. And right now we're being conditioned to turn on each other. We're being conditioned to look at our neighbor as if they're diseased. We're being conditioned to turn our neighbors in. And this is a very, very scary time. And we need to be aware of it. And we need to be trying to wake up every single person around us right now and let them know that this is wrong. Okay? This is not the way to go about doing these things. And there were so many greater ways to do this shutdown than what they chose to do. And that alone tells me there's something more to it. Okay? Ask questions. Ask question everything. Okay? I love you all. Shalom. Well, Shabbat Shalom. Have a great day.